All right, so get ready to go deep because today we are diving headfirst into the wild world of YouTube comment sections.
Oh boy.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about, right? That space below the video where things can go from like 0 to a million in a hot second.
Totally. A total crapshoot sometimes.
We're on a mission today to figure out what makes some corners of YouTube, well, breeding grounds for interesting, let's call it interesting interactions.
Interesting is a good word for it.
You guys sent in a ton of comments about, well, comment sections themselves.
I like it.
We've got a buffet of excerpts here. Game Domain, Sambucha, and the Duck. Each one tackles this digital dumpster fire from a different angle.
Love it. Yeah.
But before we get into it, it's got me thinking. Have you, and be honest, have you stumbled across any really rough parts of the internet lately? The kind that just sticks with you?
Well, all the time it feels like. But it is super interesting, right? I mean, it's like these comment sections become this little window into all the anxieties we have about being online. It's more than just complaining, though, you know?
Totally.
It's like we all want authentic connection, but we're stuck in this system made for viral moments and instant gratification.
Yeah.
So it's no wonder that things can get a little,
Out of control.
Exactly.
A little unhinged. Yeah. And speaking of unhinged, Game Domain's video, a whole bunch of people are calling out specific YouTuber comment sections as particularly chaotic.
Oh, yeah. Like who?
Mr. Beast, the Sidemen.even, me at the zoo isn't safe.
Oh, no, not me at the zoo.
I know, right? Someone even said it's like filling an ancient fragile vase with mammoth dung,
Oh, my God.
which, I mean, that's an image.
Just vivid.
And it seems like a big part of the frustration is just the lack of originality.
Oh, for sure.
It's just recycled memes. Those only people who weren't from TikTok can like this comments. You know, just trying way too hard to fit in.
Yeah, absolutely. It's that classic tragedy of the comments thing, but like for the internet age,
Exactly.
everyone thinks that one little meme or whatever, it's not a big deal, but then you multiply that by 1,000, 10,000,
Adds up.
and suddenly it's just this stale, unwelcoming space.
Yeah, gets very old very fast. And speaking of unwelcoming, let's move on to Sambucha.
Yeah.
They've got this whole cage match comparison happening. YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram Reels all battling it out for the title of Most Toxic Comment Section.
Oh, that's a tough one.
And the winner is .drumroll.instagram Reels.
Sure.
It's like the Wild West of just like gut reactions over there.
Wow.
One person even called it the dark alley of comment sections.
Oh, that's kind of creepy.
It makes you wonder what's going on in those shadows.
Sure.
And it is interesting how each platform seems to have its own, like, specific flavor of bad comment, you know?
It really is. It's like they each attract a certain type and then it just spirals from there. I feel like Instagram, especially with all the visuals and the short form stuff, it kind of primes you for those knee-jerk reactions instead of like actual thought out responses.
Right.
And then when you add in the whole anonymity thing, it's like game over.
And it's not just about the platforms themselves, right? The Duck really goes there with trying to answer the big why behind all this.
Yeah, he always brings the heat.
And honestly, some of it is like laugh out loud funny, but then also kind of depressing.
Oh, for sure.
Like we're talking about like begging the never-ending first comments.
Ah, the worst.
And then, and this is the one that gets me, people bragging about liking their OBN comments.
oh, yeah.
What is that? What are we doing here, people?
Desperation.
It's like a cry for help in this like sea of digital noise or something. Have you ever left a comment you're not like totally proud of? I feel like we've all been there.
Oh, 100%. We're all guilty of it. I think it's that thing, right? We crave that little dopamine hit.
Totally.
Like someone out there, even if it's a total stranger, they see me.
Validation.
But what the Duck does so well is like he shows how these tactics, they usually backfire.
Yeah.
They create more of that noise, more negativity rather than actual connection.
For sure.
You know what else is interesting? One of the comments on the Duck's video was like, it's so annoying hearing these kids on shorts being all, I miss the good old days of YouTube back in 2017.
So
You were 6!
right. Oh my God.
I thought it was hilarious. It really makes you wonder, though, like, what is it about the past that seems so appealing?
It's true. Is it actually like 2017 they miss? Or is it just this idea we have, this like simpler time that maybe never really existed?
Right.
Were comment sections actually better?
Probably not.
Or are we just I don't know, longing for something we can't have.
Totally. Maybe it's just nostalgia, or maybe it's like another form of like internet posturing,
Oh, totally.
trying to be the veteran of YouTube.
Trying to be like, I was here first.
Exactly.
I get it. But hey, not everything is terrible, right?
Then tell me it's not.
Game Domain actually pointed out how smaller YouTubers often have much more engaged and positive comment sections.
Okay, that's good to hear.
It's like finding an oasis in the middle of like a social media desert.
It makes sense, though, if you think about it.
Right.
Smaller communities, they tend to have like stronger social norms because everybody feels more accountable.
That makes sense.
Like your words actually have weight to them.
Yeah, you're not just a face in the crowd.
Exactly. It's a shared responsibility thing that you just don't get with millions of random users.
So where does this leave us? I don't know about you, but it's like, it's easy to feel kind of like overwhelmed by all the negativity. But at the same time, I'm sensing a glimmer of hope here.
Yeah, totally. I think you're spot on. It's like, yeah, the internet can be a total dumpster fire of comments sometimes, but maybe, just maybe, we can figure out how to like douse the flames and actually build something better.
Right. And you know what gives me hope? Remember that comment we saw in Game Domain's video?
Yeah.
About Dashy's comment section? Someone said it's like everyone's family there and rarely any hate.
Oh, yeah. That's
It's
awesome.
like proof that positive online communities can actually exist, even in the darkest depths of YouTube.
It really does give you hope,
Huh.
right? And it speaks to what we were saying before about smaller communities. Dashy's probably got like really clear guidelines for his comments, and he seems like he actually puts effort into cultivating a respectful environment.
Right. It's not just luck.
Exactly. It's a good reminder that we're not just like passive consumers of content here. We can actually do something about it.
Totally. And some people even had some pretty interesting ideas for solutions. One commenter suggested bringing back the dislike button, but like for comments.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, it's probably never going to happen.
Yeah.
But could you imagine?
I don't know. It's tough, right? Because on one hand, it could be a way for people to flag negativity, maybe even deter some of the worst offenders. But then there's the flip side.
People would totally abuse it.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
It would be way too easy for that to turn into like a bullying tool, and then we're back to square one.
True.
It would take a lot of thought, that's for sure.
A delicate balance.
Yeah, you don't want to like put out a fire with gasoline, you know? But I think at the end of the day, it comes back to us.
Users.
Yeah, like we have the power to choose to be better,
Yeah.
you know, to engage thoughtfully, to be the reasonable ones. Even just like leaving a nice comment or two, it actually makes a difference.
It does.
It all comes back to that golden rule thing.
Treat others.
How you want to be treated, even if it's just through a screen.
So true.
We can be the change we want to see in the YouTube comments section.
Love that.
Might seem small, but it matters.
One comment at a time. Well, this has been, I'm not going to lie, a surprisingly heartwarming deep dive into the world of YouTube comment sections. We've seen it all. The good, the bad, the straight up bizarre. But ultimately, it all comes back to us, right? How do we want to shape this corner of the internet? It's something to think about for sure. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next time for another deep